Right below us today, that's the nuclear reactor. We might be the first vloggers to ever visit a heavy water reactor. Core area over the fort zone. It's at least 50 degrees C in here. Toxins incoming. Or, radiation vibes. Hey family, some fans asked me to go on site and study China's nuclear industry, and to find out what nuclear radiation actually is. So I went all in for this. Now I'm here in Jiaxing. Behind me stands the firstborn of China's nuclear power sector, China National Nuclear Power. Today I'm wearing the Y-Mart 9.9 hazmat suit my coworkers crowdfunded, charging into the plant to step on the reactor. Let's see whether I die from live streaming or from radiation first. Qinshan Nuclear Hall. First stop. Change clothes, change clothes, change. You can't just walk into a nuclear plant. First thing on arrival, every item, shirt, pants, shoes, must be swapped for their standard work uniform. After that, you still have to drive to get close to the reactor area. This is the tunnel, right? Normal people can't go in. Look at the barbed wire and all that. Before formally entering the plant, you must be issued an entry pass. Swipe card, enter password, several checkpoints. Management is extremely strict. Now I'm officially about to enter the plant's protected zone. Looks like this gear will finally be useful. An on-site engineer will accompany us from start to finish. Let me introduce Chief Leng. Wait, hold on, take a breath. Thanks for your hard work. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff. No need to rush, really. Let me ask you. This is the Y9.91 we bought off that app, right? Does this actually do anything? What do you think? Nope. Follow me, I'll get you into the proper protective suit. Let's go. Head inside. We've officially arrived at Qinshan Nuclear Power Station Unit 3. Behind me is the reactor island. There are lots of quick-tongued commenters online. If something accidentally leaked and people started pointing fingers, who'd handle that? Also, people wonder, even if no one's tested, is the air here radioactive? Haha. To answer those questions. That's why I came today. Next stop, the changing and hygiene area. Time to change again. A simpler anti-radiation suit this time. Everyone, pick up a badge and one of these devices. Yes, you have to wear it. Everyone must wear them. After entering the reactor area, we're required to change and pick another set of work devices. Chief, what are these? One's called TLD and the other EPD. They monitor the radiation dose you receive while inside our reactor area. So what happens with the monitoring? We'll get numerical values here. Once activated, it will display the reading. Right now, it's POS, After which means the radiation protection engineer. If the EPD alarms, it means the on-site radiation level, or the dose received, has reached 80% of the preset limit. That's a bit dangerous. At that point, staff must immediately leave and report to the radiation protection duty room. Then professional radiation protection personnel will confirm whether the alarm is valid. For example, if my numbers are over the limit when I come out, they'll treat me accordingly. Of course, it's unlikely. But if the unlikely happens, there's cleaning and professional decontamination Before I came, colleagues scared me. They said in some cases they might shave all your hair off. Haha, that's definitely not happening this thing even has a serial number. All right, let's go inside and take our clothes off. Okay then. They don't even recommend underwear. Why not? They said regular underwear isn't suitable. Even if it's clean, it's just not appropriate. Next second, someone comes in to scrub me down. Feels like a spa with extra rules. Activate this device, right? Meter reads 0. I can go in now, yes? This is checking my radiation level. See, it's 00. When we come out, we'll check again. See what the number is. Aside from the safety helmet, the whole outfit is now complete. I even have earplugs in. Next up, we enter the core area. Radiation zone. Before entering the core area, we still need to pass 2 boundary doors. This is the door? Wow. And we can go in now. Okay, we're in. This should be fine. The numbers haven't changed anyway. The one we just opened is for personnel. The bigger one can open for materials and equipment, right? Materials, equipment, that one. Whoa. To get closer to the fissioning reactor, we have to keep going up. Wow. It's at least 50 degrees in here. Folks, right under this area behind me is a whole stack of shielding plates. Don't be fooled by how calm it looks. Right now, nuclear fuel is undergoing fission under our feet. During filming, our camera gear died twice. Why? Too hot. After learning more, we found out how the plant generates power. Thermal power works by boiling water into high-temperature, high-pressure steam. The steam drives turbines, which turn generators to make electricity. The difference is thermal plants burn coal, oil, or natural gas for heat. Nuclear plants get heat from nuclear materials, reacting and releasing energy. So basically, humanity's high science still boils down to boil water. Is there radiation now? Radiation alert! Is our short radiation check trip over? It was 1 a moment ago. Now it's 2. See, it shows 2,000, this is 2, right? Just 2. It's 0.02. 2 microsieverts, basically 2 microunits. What does that mean? It means it's negligible. For example, a CT scan is about 1,000 times higher than this, to be precise. Let me explain. A chest CT usually gives roughly 5,000, 10,000 microsieverts of dose. In other words, my 2 microsieverts are nothing. If I ate 20 bananas at once, I'd reach that same dose. 20 bananas, that's a lot. Ask Chief Leng. As you saw earlier, we were basically at the reactor core area, but once we came out, we said the radiation is basically minuscule. How is that achieved? The reactor is down below. And up here, there's almost no radiation. On our side, we have concrete and lead shielding walls. All these shielding layers combine to give us protection. The tubes among the gravel are actually the first line of defense. Inside are ceramic uranium dioxide fuel pellets that contain about 98% of the radioactivity. Those thin tubes are all high-tech stuff that give another layer of protection. They help with cooling and containment. The second layer of protection is the whole pressure vessel. It basically wraps all these assemblies up. A big steel can, 20 centimeters of special steel. That's equivalent to the pressure at 1,500 meters. It's hard to get into a nuclear plant. Getting out is even harder, because before you leave, you must undergo contamination checks. 10. None? All right. First, we take off these suits. Please stand on the marker. Attention, please. 3, 2, 1. Please turn around. No contamination. You may pass, no contamination detected, feels like an exam. I shouldn't have any radiation on me now. Of course, folks. If an accident happens, what if radiation leaks out? The ultimate protection is this giant, thick containment shell around the reactor island that's typhoon-proof, earthquake-proof. You can see it. It looks like a concrete airplane-proof. Back at Chernobyl, that containment failed, which ultimately led to radiation leaking out. So here's the question. Nuclear looks troublesome and demanding. But we already generate power with coal, wind, hydro, many methods. Most are quite safe. So why go for nuclear at all? Folks, first of all, nuclear is basically the chosen one in the power world. For the workers, solar, wind, and hydro colleagues have to wait on the weather. But nuclear, rain or shine, snow or wind, it keeps working. Also, coal plants work hard, but they eat an enormous amount of fuel. Nuclear, it takes in a little fuel and outputs a lot of energy. A piece of nuclear fuel the size of a phone produces energy equivalent to 10 tons of coal. Secondly, Chinese nuclear power does more than generate electricity. In winter, nuclear plants can pipe leftover heat to nearby schools and neighborhoods for heating. For southern folks with no central heat, that's a lifesaver. And that's just the start. Radiation can be deadly, but some byproducts can treat disease. These are called Y90 glass microspheres, which, when delivered into the liver, can precisely destroy liver cancer. And they don't damage surrounding healthy tissue like conventional radiotherapy. Previously, these spheres were entirely imported. One treatment used to start at 300,000 RMB. Now, Qinshan Nuclear uses its heavy water while generating power. Then they can be manufactured at scale, driving prices down for everyone. These medical nuclear tools can also produce many isotopes, like Lu-177 for cancer pylori testing, and so on. Finally, the future of nuclear, most importantly, concerns our energy security as the world's largest energy consumer. We import nearly 70% of our oil and 40% of our natural gas. That leaves us somewhat vulnerable on international markets. The AI tech competition is really an electricity competition behind the scenes. Reports show that by 2030, global data center power demand may increase by 160%. Relying only on traditional power won't cut it. That's why, in the last 2 years, the world has been racing to develop nuclear. Some U.S. tech giants have already started approaching nuclear companies to discuss cooperation. Developing nuclear energy is critical for us. So where do we stand? Let's put it this way. We used to be a small player, now we're a major player. Folks, where I am right now, this place made China's history. This is the mainland's first successfully grid-connected nuclear power plant, Qinshan Nuclear Power Plant Phase 1. See that white barrel-shaped building? That's the reactor building itself. And that square building beside it, this building, it's not a storage tower, nor an office block. Inside are the turbines, which means when the heat arrives here, the hot steam rushes into the turbine hall and electricity is generated. Look at the power station in front of you. For example, the electricity generated here, this phase is 30 megawatts in total. Then it's sent out along these high-voltage lines with a roar. In 1991, it was successfully connected and started producing electricity that year. 1991, friends. I was in primary school that year. During the 14th five-year plan, these listed companies have done well. Another reason I came today, I was invited by the China Association of Listed Companies. When I first got the invite, my first thought was, what is this? A nuclear plant? Haha. In recent years, China's nuclear power has leapt forward. In the past, our nuclear scale lagged far behind. But now, China's operating and under construction nuclear units rank among the world's top. Previously, our nuclear industry relied heavily on imports. Third-generation nuclear technology is domestically developed and exported to Pakistan. As for the most advanced fourth-generation technology, we are currently world-leading. At the end of 2023, South China's Shidaowan high-temperature gas-cooled reactor officially entered commercial operation. Fourth-generation nuclear power plant. It's also called an inherently safe, meltdown-resistant design. If there are other nuclear places you want me to visit, let us know in the comments. And never again will I trust a Y9.9 bargain suit.